Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fragrant Bunker. Today we are in a sort of luxurious spa bathroom of sorts. As you can see, we have a bathtub in the back, and here we have a sink and a little bit of like a relaxing moment. And I will share with you my top 5 perfumes for after the shower slash bath. Some people prefer to shower, some people prefer to take a bath. Some people like both but don't have the time to always take a bath. Doesn't matter really, either a shower or a bath. After you have washed yourself, your body, and hair, and then right after stepping out of the bathtub or the shower, you dry yourself up, what is the perfume, or which are the perfumes that I would recommend for that moment in time? It's a delicate moment in time. It's an intimate moment in time. And these are the perfumes that I recommend you wear for yourself, really. But there are twists in this story, so stay tuned. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for everybody who has already subscribed. Everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only, not rooted in truths or facts. Everything's alleged and just my opinion. Thank you guys for being here. Thumb up the video. First perfume, let me blend it in. Okay, now Thierry Mugler's cologne. It has changed the sticker. I have the first predecessor released in 2001, which is basically the same glass bottle, but it does have the old font without this kind of printed sticker vibe. It's just glass and with etched into the glass the M, the TM that used to be the logo of Thierry Mugler. Credit to the Mugler website for the photo. So this particular perfume was released in 2001. Alberto Morillas is the nose behind it, and it is said to have been created with almost some form of synthetic smidge of reminiscence of a smell of semen. No, it's not in there, but it was kind of part of the myth of this perfume. Like you're smelling like a fresh cologne and something, it's a feeling of feeling so fresh and amazing right after something has happened. You've had your moment with the person you like or on your own, and then there's a smidge of that smell in there. Now, no, that's not really the case here. Unless you don't use your imagination. Everything is possible technically, but we got Neroli, Bergamot, Petit Grain in here in the top notes, African orange flower in the mid notes, and then we got musks in the base, synthetic musks. So you might have noticed, well, cologne here. Now they do target it and sell it today as an eau de toilette, even though it's called cologne, discontinued in quite a few countries thus far. But the original release was an eau de cologne without an eau de toilette designation underneath it. I don't know why they keep doing this nowadays, these brands. Just call it cologne a cologne. It's like everybody's running away from eau de colognes as if it were the plague. I'm like, embrace the eau de colognes. They're amazing. Don't make them too watered down, though, because eau de cologne doesn't necessarily automatically mean that the smell is fleeting and just non-existent, and I will prove to you that it's not. This one in particular is very powerful, potent, strong. That orange blossom, and plus the musks, they stick to you for hours and hours. But the drill in this video is usually when and we're going to get to the plot twist as well, obviously, at a certain point, but when it comes to taking a bath and a shower and feeling refreshed and energized after the bath, to prolong that feeling of feeling energized and just fresh again, it's like you've washed off not just the dirt that was on you from, if you're a person that showers once a day or once every 2 days, depends on how often you shower, but it's not just about washing off the sweat and the dirt or the salt that the sweat leaves behind or whatever dirt you might have accumulated throughout the day. Washing yourself also kind of cleanses the aura. That's the feeling that I have after I am all freshly showered. I'm more of a shower person than a bath person myself. I feel just my mind is more calm. While I take a shower, a lot of thoughts run through my head and I go places with my mind and I'm all over the place. And usually for some people, it's like taking a jog, walking out. For me, it's taking a shower. Taking a shower really calms me down, balances myself out, and then gives me a feeling of tabula rasa, just starting afresh, starting a new chapter, closing the chapter before, That's what the shower is. And then after the shower, I start a new chapter. To initiate the new chapter of just prolonging that sensation of I am nicely reset and replenished and cleansed physically and spiritually, I want to prolong that sensation by giving myself a mood of energy. And colognes usually really, really deliver that sensation to me. But I use them also for another purpose, which we're going to get to. But this one I highly recommend because of that orange blossom and the musks in particular in the mid and base notes. It just makes you feel vibrant. It almost feels um, like electricity vibrating when you're wearing this. And it's such a wonderful thing to do. You step out of the shower or the bath, you dry yourself up with your towel. If you hydrate, whatever you do, if you put on a cream, you put on your cream, and then on top you just spray on a little cloud of this and you walk through it. And it imbues you in fresh citrusy vibes. Love it to bits. If I find a shopping link to this one, I'll put it down below. Let me show you the next one. Number 2, as you thumb up the video, oh my gosh, okay. You see, this was my example of an eau de cologne. See, Shalimar eau de cologne. This is an example of an eau de cologne that is not fleeting. It doesn't just dissipate after 5 seconds after you've put it on. This thing is made to last, and I adore it. It is, gosh, this one is always competing in my preference with the Shalimar Extrait concentration. This is Shalimar Eau de Cologne, and I have stocked up on this one because they have discontinued it, believe it or not. I mean, Guerlain is crazy. Well, allegedly, of course. But, LVMH took over, so what do you expect? Nothing good. At least I don't. But so, of course, they discontinued Eau de Cologne, so I did stock up on it. It was available. The last iteration of it was available in this type of spray bottle, glass, and then the stopper is plastic. It is a 75 milliliter bottle. And 1920s, babes. This is where it's at. And it's a cologne. I love this concentration of Shalimar by Guerlain. Love it to bits. After a shower, this thing just, it doesn't just make you feel fresh, and it doesn't just prolong the sensation of freshness, because this one has that vanilla guerlinade in it as well as civet and musks at the base, but it also gives you a sensation of opulence, richness. Not just like rich as in, oh, I got the money. No, rich as in of the soul, of the spirit. It gives you the gravitas, the depth to initiate your day after, or even in the evening. Even in the evening, if you're taking your bath or shower after a long day out doing whatever you're doing, and then you finally come home and you're ready for your bath and shower. Doesn't matter if you're taking your shower or bath in the morning or in the evening. After the shower or bath, I spray on Shalimar Eau de Cologne if I want to feel that cologne energy, but at the same time, I want to treat myself to something special. Like, for example, in the morning, it would be wearing this and then sitting down and preparing like a really, really substantial, delicious breakfast, opulent with really good coffee and really good croissant or just little buns or breadlets that I warm up, that I, just kind of prepare them for myself, just treat myself, not just take whatever bread is left and it's cold, just warm everything up, cook something if necessary, put it all nicely together with a little flour on the table in a little tiny vase or whatever, just to show yourself that you love yourself. That kind of elevation of mood right after the shower really enhanced by the commitment to opulence, which is Shalimar Eau de Cologne. Love it to bits. And I mean, this one has a ton of things going for it. And we have bergamot, lemon, mandarin orange, cedar. Then the middle notes we have, what do we got here? Vetiver, rose, patchouli, jasmine, iris. I mean, it's a Guerlain after all. And then in the base notes we got leather, incense, opoponax, benzoin, sandalwood, civet, Peru balsam or balm, musk, vanilla. I mean, it's so edgy. and energetic and slightly powdery as well. It prolongs that sensation of dry skin after washing it. So, so beautiful after a bath or a shower. If you want to prolong the freshness plus opulence. Shalimar Eau de Cologne, Guerlain, come on, bring it back. Really, seriously, it's embarrassing that they discontinued it. Love it to bits. Thumb up the video. If I do find a shopping link to this one, I'll post it down below, but they're getting rarer and rarer to find, alas. My number 3, as you're thumbing up the video, would be, bloop. Man, oh man, Hermes makes it to the list. I adore you. By the way, this is Eau de Basilic Pourpre, another Eau de Cologne. Quelle surprise. However, I have reviewed each one of the fragrances that I'm showing you here on my channel. So you can go check out the individual reviews as well. If you want a more in-depth analysis of every perfume, and I have reviewed Eau de Basilic Pourpre. What a masterpiece of a perfume. I think Hermes really delivered a beauty of a fragrance. Now, I was debating between putting on my list Eau de Basilic Pourpre or Eau de Gentian Blanche, which is my favorite of the Eau de Colognes by Hermes, but truth be told, the Eau de Gentian Blanche for me is more of a wear it throughout the day type of cologne, in the heat in particular, because it's a very bitter perfume, and that bitterness dries you up and makes you feel less sweaty. So that's a beautiful cologne to wear throughout the day. But this one particularly wins for me right after a shower or a bath. Why? Well, it has something to do with this purple basil or red, bluish purpley red type of blood red colored basil. Now, we are used to hearing basil in connection with food, pasta, spaghetti sauce, tomato sauce and a bit of basil on top. But basil is also used in perfumery. And this particular, the Basilic Pourpre, it has a mentholated note to it. It's kind of an indolic smell. Not the type of indolic, something just fell. Not the type of indolic smell that we're used to from jasmine flowers, for example. No, this is more of tiger balm type of camphorous indolic smell. Minty. And it is very, very beautiful because it's not a dry minty accord that we have from, let's say, mint tea. Coincidentally, I just have my mint tea here. Let me take a sip. Delicious. It's a little bit more elevated. And let me tell you, so we have bergamot in the top notes, and then we have basil and geranium, and then we got patchouli and spices in the base. Now, the patchouli is very, very functional in this case because that basil accord really gets an earthy smidge to it. But it's very effervescent. It's almost tingly on the skin. It's not really, it doesn't have extract of mint in it like some other perfumes do. There is a Cartier fragrance that I've reviewed many moons ago that is all about menthol and mint in it. And when you spray it on your skin, it does give a cooling sensation on the skin. Even though that cooling sensation is an illusion, just like when you put tiger balm on your skin, you're not cool, you're actually heating up, but you feel as if it's cooling. But actually that cream is stimulating the blood circulation to pump up in that area, so you're actually heating up there, but you feel like a cooling sensation to it. But anyway, let's get back to the perfume. This one gives me beautiful vibes, especially in this type of scenario, like if you're traveling, if you're on holiday, and you want to feel fresh after a shower or a bath, and then after that you're going out to dinner with your family or loved ones or friends or lovers, or early in the morning when you're getting ready to go to the beach, or you're just washing yourself up and you're ready to do whatever you're doing on holiday, whether it be in winter or summer. This is a beautiful, beautiful cologne for that holiday feeling after a bath or a shower. And it kind of smells to me always of like you made a good decision. You made a good choice. Like, oh, I went on holiday, I booked this trip, this journey, this hotel. Did I do the right thing? And then you wear this, and this kind of perfume tells you, don't worry, it's all going to be okay. You made the right choice. You booked the right thing. You're good to go. It's a beautiful little friend companion after the shower or bath, especially when you're traveling. Love it to bits. It's a beauty. Available in 2 different sizes as well. I'm sure I'll find a shopping link to this one. I'll post it down below. Thumb up the video, subscribe. Thank you guys so much. Let's move on to number 4. Oh my gosh. Okay, this one, honestly, I use this by the gallon. Really, I love it. It's available in spray and splash, by the way. 4711, the original, as they call it, cologne water, the Kölnisch Wasser, as they call it here. There you go. It's an eau de cologne. They also used to do an eau de toilette. I don't know if they still make it now, but you can even buy 800 milliliter bottles. Like, you can buy a full-blown bottle, just bathe in it. Now, many people throughout history, I mean, this one, when was this one released? Let me tell you, I got my notes here. This is 1792. 1792 was the first alleged initial release date of 4711. This is the address at which you could buy it. Napoleon is said to have loved it. So rulers, Caesars, dictators, what have you, they've all loved this one. Napoleon apparently bathed in it. You can imagine, if you're traveling back in the day, it's not like they had water like we do, readily available everywhere you went. So you would take gallons and gallons of this or other perfumes and you would bathe in those. That's how you would clean yourself. Now, it is said that in some instances, some historic figures that had a lot of money would go through literally barrels of this every day. You can imagine. Nowadays, the ingredients are a little bit easier to get by, to manufacture these colognes is a little bit easier. They're wonderful. And it goes by as a cheapie nowadays. I mean, you can even get it off of Amazon, sometimes even like a huge bottle for like $20, $30 if you're lucky. Usually they go for $70 for the 800 milliliter bottle. But you can, you know what I mean? If you want just a little bottle, you can get them sometimes even for like $5, $10. So this is a beautiful cheapie nowadays. I don't care whatever people say, oh, they reformulated it. It doesn't smell as good anymore. It smells amazing to me. I still love it. It's also available in like wet little tissues, refreshing tissues that you can like, wash yourself if you're in a train journey or something. I just love 4711. It is a beauty. And I also really like the spray version that they have of this one. Unfortunately, they don't offer a spray to attach to the 800 milliliter splash bottle, because I would love to have the option of doing both. The spray version that I've seen, the biggest one as of now is 90 milliliter, which is a little bit small for me. I would love to have this gigantic with a sprayer. Just, man, would love it. But then again, also just throwing it on yourself is awesome. This one does evaporate really quickly. It is very, very light. It doesn't last long. It is a beautiful citrusy bomb in the beginning. But then as you move along with your day, it evaporates very quickly. We got lemon, bergamot, orange, unlike in the top notes, and unlike the other predecessors we've seen, as well as the upcoming 5th one that I'm going to show you, this one has an added lavender accord in the mid notes. So it's almost like a cologne with a fougere type of vibe to its name. And then we got rosemary, petit grain, and neroli in the base, which is very rare to see petit grain and neroli in a base accord. Usually those are top notes. No, this one goes all the way to the bottom very quickly. It evaporates quickly, but the price is also fair, I feel. It's just a refreshing, energetic, beautiful, historic concoction. This one doesn't get enough love from the fragrance community, I guess because it's been around for so long. It's not sensational. People are not going to, I guess influencers are not going to get a lot of money if they talk about this. You know what I mean? But let's be honest here. This one is amazing, and it deserves all the love that I give it. Okay. And by the way, I'm not sponsored by any of these brands, just FYI. And so this one is fantastic. fantastic if you're on a budget, but you want to feel some type of way after you take a shower or a bath. It doesn't matter what sort of home, apartment, whatever you're living in, no matter how big or small your bathroom is, no matter how clean or dirty it is, no matter what you can afford, like, you know what I mean? $5 to $10, and you get a bottle of this. It lets you dream. You take a shower or a bath, or you wash up quickly under your armpits and the other bits through um, the sink, the faucet. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter your state of wealth or lack thereof. This one elevates you immediately. After you have washed yourself, you put this on and it just makes you feel better. It makes you feel like, you know what? I can get through this day. I'm feeling myself. I'm respecting myself. I did something special for myself. I added that extra touch after cleaning, after washing up, after showering, after bathing. I have added an extra little, I dotted the I's, I crossed the T's. You know, it's almost like a ritual of finding your way back to yourself. You know, in the past, our ancestors, they used to bathe in rivers, in moving, living waters. And bathing is such a ritual of cleaning your spirit, of cleaning your soul, not just the body, right? We have lost touch with that type of ritual, especially if you're living in bigger cities. Everything is cement. And so the connection that we have with water is very limited, and the water that we do have is either bottled water, which is also considered dead water, or, you know, water out of the faucet, which is completely treated and disinfected and made in a way to be relatively safe for consumption. Be careful. I'm still not sure how safe it is. The water that comes out of the faucet, depending which country you're in, you know, in some countries you should not drink the water out of the faucet. But we have lost touch to nature, right? And this connection that we have to just turning on the water, showering in a bathtub or shower cabin, it's kind of sad that we have become these little creatures that live in our little tiny homes. Even if a home is big, the moment you're showering, you're isolated in your little bubble anyway, no matter if you're living in a mansion or in a tiny apartment. The moment of taking a shower is the same for everybody, no matter how rich or poor you are. It is a moment of truth. It is a moment when you are alone with yourself, you are vulnerable, you are naked. Spiritually, you reconnect to yourself. Best would be if you had the opportunity to go into nature underneath a real waterfall and let that water wash over you. That is spiritually incredible. But we don't have that. A lot of us don't have that anymore nowadays. So our society has evolved to the point where we just enter our little cubicle, turn the water on, and wash. And it is what it is. But I try to reconnect with my spirituality and my soul whenever I take a shower or a bath. And so something like 4711 really helps me prolong that feeling after I've taken the shower or the bath. I step out, I dry myself, I just kind of, it's almost like baptizing yourself. You just throw, because it's usually a splash bottle, right? So you're just like kind of throwing all that water on you. Very much The Exorcist, right? The holy water. But, and then you throw it on and then you kind of just let it evaporate. You inhale those beautiful citruses that make you feel energized. And you just, for a second there, this perfume helps you imagine like you're somewhere nice, you know, that your life is okay, that everything is going to be okay. And I love those little accents throughout the day. Whenever I can, throughout my days, I always try to look for those little tiny accents that will elevate my mood somehow. This one really, really does it. I'll post a link to this one if I do find one. And now we're moving on. Oh, thumb up the video and subscribe. And thank you guys so much for your support and love. Let's get to the number 5. Last but not least, as we always say, boy, oh boy. I mean, okay, let's talk about budgeting because this one is expensive. My number 5 for after the shower or bath would be Chanel's Eau de Cologne. I have many bottles of this. The 200 ml, They used to have also a 400 ml splash of this one. They don't make those anymore. I know some of my viewers say, no, they still make them. They still make them, like in my boutique somewhere in Europe. They still, yeah, but then I tell you, always go ask them, do they still have it readily available to order? And they're going to tell you no. But we digress. Whether it be a 75 ml or currently available in 35 ml if you buy a set of 5 different Les Exclusives, or the 200 ml, all 3 versions in spray. This is a masterpiece. I know you need to really budget for this one. It costs, it's a sin, okay? Sinfully expensive. I mean, Chanel keeps increasing its prices. Right now in Europe, it's, I think, 380 euro for a 200 ml bottle. In America, it's $540 plus tax currently, unless Chanel doesn't increase the price. Well, depending when you're watching this video. Chances are you're watching this video after Chanel increased its prices again. But it's insane. In Europe, eau de cologne still costs less than the other Les Exclusives, justly so. It's a lower concentration. In America, no, they've upped the price of the eau de cologne to cost the same as the eau de parfum. So I highly recommend, if you do like this perfume, to buy it in Europe or in Japan. Japan also has good prices currently. Even Canada. But, you know, it's the musks at the base of this. It is, I mean, this is the most beautiful neroli, the most pure neroli you can find. Lemon, bergamot, citruses, green notes, petit grain, spicy notes, tonka bean is in here as well. And that musk, that classic Chanel musk. But it's like every ingredient they put in here is exclusively high class, high quality. When I wear this, and I really use it a lot, and this is 75 ml that I use, you know, when I'm out on the go, and I just started this bottle a very short while ago, and we're already halfway through this one, which is my to-go, like on the go version. The 200 ml stays at home, obviously. It's heavy. You know what this one does? Man, this one really makes you feel like you're in a palace. I mean, when you spray this one on, you are somewhere in the south of Europe, in the middle of the sun. It's peaceful. You hear crickets in the background. There's water. There's a sea somewhere nearby, and you can hear in a distant, in the distance, you can hear the waves hitting the shore. There's no tourists around. There's no people annoying you around. You're alone. You have your own private little beach. You have your own private garden. And you're sitting in the back of the house, and the house is like, was made hundreds of years ago, and it's still standing, still looks beautiful, made out of stones. It's a lazy afternoon. Like, no matter if it's winter, summer, spring, or fall, when I spray on eau de cologne, I feel like I am there in that spot on a lazy summer afternoon. Even if it's cold outside and it's winter, it doesn't matter. I feel like I am relaxed. I'm on the top of the world. I can achieve anything. I can conquer anything. I mean, this is so worth every penny for me. It's a masterpiece. And when I talk about colognes, and you should check out my review of eau de cologne, but also my top cologne perfumes video, I do say that every house has its own special cologne, and perfumers in general really pride themselves. It's like every good perfumer has to have under their belt at least one cologne to their name, because it's kind of a rite of passage. Like, you're not a fully fledged perfumer if you don't have an eau de cologne in your roster that you can call your own. Look, I formulated this version of a cologne, and there's slight variations between the different colognes. Of course, it's always the same, right? But it's not, because you really smell out the difference in ingredient quality, and just a smidge more of this accord or ingredient instead of that can make a whole lot of a difference. And everybody has their signature. Every perfumer has their signature cologne. This particular eau de cologne is a Jacques Polge and Christopher Sheldrake concoction. So it's not Olivier Polge's creation. Good. Good that he kept this one as is. IYK, YK. Love it to bits. Highly recommend. Unfortunately, super expensive. Now, that was my number 5. But I was telling you at the beginning of the video, so we can take this away now. I was telling you at the beginning of the video that there's a plot twist to all of this. And there is a plot twist. And the plot twist is this. Most of these colognes don't have that really long-lasting power, minus maybe Shalimar and Mugler's cologne. They are there, these 5 fragrances that I've mentioned today. They're there to just prolong the sensation of that spiritual and physical cleansing that you went through as you took a shower or a bath. And then after you're done, you dry yourself up after the bath or shower, and then you spray it on, and it prolongs that sensation of exiting your spiritual cocoon in the shower or bath and entering the public world. And in between, you spray these fragrances that I listed in this video. Now, the plot twist is this. What I didn't mention earlier is that they are so light for a reason. Because they function perfectly as a base to the perfume that you will spray on after you're ready with your routine of getting ready in the morning or in the evening to go to bed, or to shower in the middle of the day before you get ready to go to a date or to another business appointment or to the movies, whatever have you. People shower and take baths in the most different times of the day. Everybody has their own routine. So, but right after you're done washing yourself, you put on these colognes, the one that you like, and then after that's dried up and you've dressed yourself, you've put on your cream, if you're doing it for breakfast, you've eaten your breakfast, and then you're getting dressed, putting on your makeup, you're going to go outside to go to work, to go to school, or to do whatever you need to do, then you put on your perfume. And that is such a wonderful sensation, because by then, the colognes would have dried down just to their base notes. Most of them have musks in the base anyway. That smidge of musk will latch on to whatever perfume you spray on next. Like the actual perfume you're going to spray on to go out that day or that evening. And it's such a beautiful layering, because these colognes are not aggressive. They're not going to overpower the actual fragrance you're going to be wearing throughout the day. But they will help it out. They will elevate it. They will function as a sort of a little type of almost like a little lean on, like you can count on me, buddy. I'll help you extend longevity of the fragrance you're going to put on next. That's the trick. That's the true trick. How amazing it is to wear these 5 perfumes, one of the 5 at a time, not all 5 at once, or although everything's possible. But that's what I would recommend. You wear one of these 5 after you've washed yourself, and then after that's all dried up and you've dressed yourself, and then you spray on your perfume for the day or the night. Oof, it's a whole other level of beautiful. Really is. It just, there's that memory of the energy of the cologne post-washing that kind of emanates somewhere like an echo from inside the perfume that you're going to spray on afterwards to leave the house. That was the plot twist. Love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Let me know your favorite perfumes to wear after the shower. And like I said, this is a tip for right after the shower, but this is not actually the perfume to add on top of this, because you can also just go out with your cologne. I usually put this one in my bag, and sometimes I freshen up throughout the day. If I just want to feel this type of freshness throughout the day, sure. But if you want a more substantial perfume with lasting power of like 8 to 10 hours, and you're going to spray on your daily perfume or your night perfume anyway, but right after the shower, it's the colognes for me. It's like they were made to prolong the sensation of freshness and cleanliness. Let me know your favorites down below. Subscribe, thumb up the video, and check out the shopping links. Never give up on love. Bye.